Lifted.
Let's take it there, bro. Take me to Buffalo real quick, man. We're going to chop it up with the homie Auqiie.
Copy.
Representing Buffalo, New York. We're going to let him tell his story and get to know the brother, man. A diamond in the dirt coming from New York, brother. Take me to the baby pictures.
Sir.
Take me to Buffalo and catch us up to one of maybe your first milestone when you started making music.
Copy. Honestly, like, I was born in Buffalo. I moved downstate New York, so, like, I've been back and forth in New York between upstate and downstate since a jit. So I've been doing this music feeling like I'm on tour since I was a kid, because I got to go see my family here. I got to see my family down south, and I'm doing music everywhere.
Right.
So that's just what it's been. I love to see how the scenes have grown in New Row and Buffalo, just music-wise, all of the artists, some of the people who are kids of artists, some of the people who are just first-generation artists, and their moms was working at the store, and now we're all working together to push each other and build up. That's why I love Atlanta, because there's a support here that a lot of people don't understand, where just that when you see somebody and they say hello, when you're in New York, you might not get that. A lot of people are angry, you know what I mean? I feel the love here, so I really love it out here. But as far as Buffalo, I've been grinding out there. Summer times when I, was coming home from school or, visiting my family in Buffalo, I would bring my music and my mixtapes that I used to release on Hot New Hip Hop, and I would just always try and spread and let people know, like from then I knew if I don't stop, at some point, if I make time for the music that I love, it will start to materialize. So, absolutely. Whether it was middle school, high school, whatever, this was a part of my life. So niggas can't say, "Oh, I'm too busy." To me, this is it. I've been doing this. I graduated high school doing this. I graduated college and made 5 mixtapes while I was graduating college, bro. So I just been working. Shout out to my boy Common Lens, my brother, bro. He shoots all of my content. He's rapping, he raps his ass off, bro. So that's why I said I'm just trying to push positivity, push the brands, push Common Lens, the film industry for, people of color like us, because they tell us that the creatives, we're just the workers of this. No, we're going to be the owners. We're going to be the businessman, and we're changing things.
Absolutely. It's happening right now as we speak, from being the creators and the owners and the facilitators. Like,
exactly.
Where everything and more people need to embrace that. More artists need to embrace that. It's like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And a business plan, because you believed in yourself when nobody else did.
Exactly.
And let's kind of shift a little bit to the spiritual realm, because people say you got to be crazy to believe that you're doing what you're doing, to be an artist and to think that you can even make it, because they don't know what it takes to make it, or that there's even pathways to make money as an artist. Talk about the faith in being an artist.
Honestly,
and faith in general, brother.
Faith is the driving factor for existence. If you don't believe in something, you're not anything. It's not that you don't believe in. If you don't believe in anything at all, you're not existing. Because if you don't, at least the bottom line, you should believe in yourself, is the way I feel.
Yeah.
But me as a person of faith, that's belief in things that are unseen, where we don't have evidence. We can't see the air, but we know we're breathing right now.
Right.
So I just stay focused on knowing what my wants are, but not letting them stay wants. My wants start off as a want, then it becomes a need, and then I put the action and plan behind it. Then I facilitate the people who are going to be around, because I want the people around me to be successful.
Yeah.
If my niggas around me is starving, then I'm not doing something right. If I got all this bread and niggas is not eating, then I'm not moving correctly.
Word up. So you feeding yourself and you feeding the village as well. And that goes back to what you're saying. The folks that seen you come up and that was coming up themselves. This definitely is a marathon. There's sprints. It's like hit training. You know what I'm saying? You got to sprint every once in a while, but to trim that fat and to get there, you have to go through the marathon as well. And so it is dope to see that, the partners that was supporting you from day one, they grow up and they might have a business or they might be doing whatever they doing. There's always going to be ways that you can support each other because it is a community, man. I want everybody to remember that, whether it's rap or it's business or it's anything, even if it's watching your kid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a village. It's a community for real.
For everything, because like you said, even if it's watching a kid, to raise a child, like I said, I don't have any children. These mixtapes are my kids. I invest in them like they're my children until I have a son or until I have a child, because then I have to restructure this whole thing because if I, like I said, faith, I got to put family first.
Right.
Like even with this music. So that's why I'm so hyper dedicated and hyper focused on my goals and the things that I need to make happen now, but I'm not going to question God if the things I want don't materialize in this second.
Right. So what do those affirmations look like for with faith and believing in you doing it? I mean, $1 million isn't falling out of the sky. I mean, nobody's coming to sign you. You're an independent hustler. What are those affirmations in your faith in creating music?
I'm going to be somebody. I sing that shit to myself in the morning. I'm going to be somebody. I remember I felt like nobody, but who can do this shit like me? Nobody. Nobody. So I tell myself, I wake up in the morning and know I am the best rapper alive, nigga. And that's simple as that. And I do believe that for myself. If another person, if I see my man's and, I don't like your shit, that's cool. But when I made it and I listened to it and I liked it, as long as I can listen to it, I'm good.
So you create the affirmations for yourself.
Yes. My music is affirmation. Shout out to my song with my boy Tut. I know. I'm gonna make it. I'm telling you, nigga, I know. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? There was times when we was down. There was times when Satan tried to attack my faith where there's no way you can make it. You can't do this, bro. You got school. You got to do this. You play. I travel the world for sports. I'm a rugby player. So I've told myself, do I have to pick between music and this? No. After my game, I'm going to the studio. I don't negotiate with myself. People tell themselves, I'm going to quit drinking and then drink on Friday. No, when I say I'm going to quit or I'm going to do, that was a contract I made with myself.
Yeah.
And God, so I can't disappoint myself. I'm doing it.
For sure.
I told him, I said I'm gonna drop a mixtape with 22 songs. A month later, how many songs was on that mixtape, Tut? So that's just the 22.
Yeah.
If you do this every day, I don't care what it is. Like, I like your hustle because I see that you got 100-something freestyles. That's not easy. A lot of people quit during COVID. Yeah. And I seen, like I said, you and a lot of your teams push forward. Yeah. And that really drives us all as a community. Because I'm in this music community, whether I'm some gangster, whether I'm some whatever. I rap my ass off, and I'm in this community, and I'm pushing for the positive. I want to see millionaires. I want to see young boys making bread. I want to see niggas who can't sit down in school and write an essay but have creative intelligence, are geniuses with a piano. I want them to feel like their intelligence is viewed and appreciated, because I believe in this.
For sure.
I really do.
That's a great segue into Social Fellowship Incorporated. Talk about that.
So I'm big G5G, so is a lot of my friends. We're an organization founded October 12th, 1962 at Morgan State College, now Morgan State University. So we've been working since 1962 about pushing things for people of color to feel like they have a space in colleges, in the community, and in the world. We're international. So now we're in Ghana, we're in Africa, so now we're spreading. So it's like these are multiple supports that I have. Like I said, I'm a rugby player, I'm a part of a fellowship, I'm a part of scholar fellowships, like I'm a part of the Christian Jewish fellowship. So I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm trying to bridge gaps between a lot of things where people are saying, you can't be this and be this. I can be whatever I want. I could rap and be positive in rap. I don't care who listens. You don't have to listen. I have to put it out for the person who wants to listen. That's why I love Atlanta. I watch, Childish Gambino put out those mindful, thoughtful videos in the television programs where it's just showing that what you think hip hop is not that. This is a different world we live in. This is sci-fi. This is not something that's normal. That's why we deal with some of the things that we do. Rest in peace to a lot of the people who did not make it, but that's why we have to come together, support each other, and push a narrative where this isn't about dragging each other down and being crabs in a barrel. This is about loving each other. If I don't know you that much, Mike, but if I love you, I could never take you away from your family. Or if I love myself enough, I would never do that to you because you're similar to me.
Right.
You're a man. You stand on principle. So why?
Right. That's very interesting, man, because man, there's a lot to unpack there, and we won't go too deep into that. But you're right though. I mean, if by having that love for yourself and love for other folks, I mean, I'm the type of person, if I learn something, even if I don't all the way learn it, sometimes I feel like Kyrie and I'd be like, oh, I just discovered something. I'm trying to put everybody onto it. Like, oh, yo, you can make money on Instagram Reels and do this. Like, bro, like, yo, if you do this right now, just tap this button and do this. Like, you can make money right now, fam. And so, like, because I got love for myself and I love to see people get money. So if I have the opportunity to teach somebody something, I'm going to show them. And then hopefully they take that and run it right back. But when it's not like that, maybe when you don't got that love for yourself, or you got to just go for yours so hard, you're withholding that information. And you see that from the top down as well. You see that you get this information from something like the government or like with business or something like that, government subsidies or programs that might feel like they're for one sect of people, and they hold that information. It's like, no, this information is for everybody. You either didn't seek it or it wasn't told to you properly, so then you can bring it back to your community. But if everybody loves each other, we can spread that love and good fortune.
And if we're all seeking knowledge, where people think school is seeking knowledge, no, you could graduate from school without obtaining knowledge. You could have regurgitated things, but we need to be actively researching so we can discuss and hold each other accountable in our ideas. Where, okay, this is the piece of information I want to put out there, but you have to frame it for, people to understand. You don't want to just throw things out there. So, because confusion is the worst part. God is not the author of confusion. So sometimes we put things out where we get overzealous and we want to, feed people with information we're getting, but sometimes you got to meditate on the information and let it process. It's not, everything isn't microwave. So we want to put it out like it's microwave, but did you really listen and really think about what that meant or how it makes you feel or study into the history of that,
Yeah, big
So
facts.
I feel you on that type, but we need to, share information instead of keeping it.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk about your endeavors that you may have. I mean, because you're not one dimensional. You're like 9-dimensional.
Yeah.
With your style and your sound. How would you describe your sound? And then how does that translate into other things that you might get into, like other endeavors that you may have?
So the word for my sound I like to use is like eclectic. Like you could put me on a rock song, you could put me on a country song, you could put me around a band and live band, and I can create. I can help you write. I can engineer. I have produced. I'm not the biggest in beat making, but I can if I need to. But I just feel as though I'm a person who sets his mind to something and I accomplish it. I'm very big on SMART goals and, taking these things that you believe and setting a plan behind it so it becomes reality.
Big facts. And what endeavors do you have outside of music, if any?
So like I said, I still play rugby. I still do a lot of things educational wise. I mentor. I do a lot of things in that sort. I work with my boy Tut X Tut, who is a rapper and a videographer, director, master's director. Yeah. So I work with him on a lot of things. He's been teaching me how to edit films and write films and conceptualize things. Nice. That's what's up. So I've been in a lot of industries and meeting a lot of people who are big people. Shout out to Canvas. Shout out to a lot of people who are in that film realm and that have embraced me and showed me so much love.
That's really cool. That's got to be inspiring as well. I mean, another canvas for you to paint on.
Exactly, because like we said about information, sometimes with music there's everybody's going to have their own interpretation of it. That's why I like linking up with Common Lens, because he'll try and bring your vision to the big screen. And it's not just a run and gun. He can, shoot you a movie for your video, and make you feel like Michael Jackson in Thriller. So these are the things that I'm really trying to immerse myself in the arts. I have been working a lot just in the community in Buffalo, like helping, like volunteering. Dope. And trying to, make changes, help the homeless, because that's a vulnerable population during COVID. So there was times when I was debating whether helping the community or traveling and going on tour. So these are the things when you get pulled and torn, when you do juggle so many things. Right. But sometimes somebody told me, it's like, you could be doing all of these things for the world and all of that, but what did you do for yourself in 2020? And it's like you've been so focused on helping everybody, you've been neglecting yourself. So then that's when I told myself, like, 2022, like, it's no holding back. Like, I'm taking every opportunity. Investing in myself. If there's a freestyle, if there's a performance, shout out to For Shooters Only. I did the performance stage for them, and me and Tut performed there. We did so much stuff. So I've been moving and traveling and enjoying the world and just trusting in God that I'm following the right plan. Even if I do decide to go home and help the homeless or go on tour, I know that I'll meet a person like you that, you know, I'll learn an idea from or make a connection, and that could push me forward in life.
For sure. And I love the fact that you started by following your heart and doing the right thing, because when you, in so many words, step away from those things for the moment, giving back, helping people, educating people, and focusing on yourself, you can hold your head high even when you're doing that, and nobody's going to be mad at you, because it's, you know, I'm sure you planted that seed in them to do the same thing. So when you come right back around, or when they come up, it's going to be all love, because you started from your heart. I want to touch on a few things here before we slide out. First, I want to give your shooter his flowers, and also the song that you have, Hurt People. And it's a little game too for anybody that's watching, right? And this is my personal opinion, but just soaking up game. With social media right now, I love the fact that video opens up with it holds a shot with you in the center. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, when you sent me your music and your video and I saw that, it's literally like me looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. And then, I think you do a pullout for that opening shot. You have the pullout, and see, what's dope about that is, like, nowadays artists should let their art cook. Just let it marinate for a second on the viewer's eyes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to shoot a video and they're cutting and doing all these crazy things. And it's like, yeah, but what are you showing us though? You know what I'm saying? And so you hold that shot for a while, you do the pull out, and then you have the crazy effects in there, and then the colors look great in the forest and everything. That's really dope, man. So shout out to you for that vision and communicating that well on social media as well, which then gave us a look into who you are, because I feel like that encapsulated a lot of who you are, which was rapping, singing, the eclecticness, and with the message that hurt people also hurt people.
Exactly. I appreciate. That's what I was going for, because I was out here with Common Lens, and he's like, no, we gotta shoot something. We out here, we could be recording, we could do that, but it's the content that is gonna drive the stuff. So we literally just sat down and just really conceptualized how that was gonna look, some of the shots, and we made it happen. It was one area. You see, that was we made it. Like, that's that director vision. So that's why I say shout out to Common Lens, not just the videographer, the director, the master's director. So you have to give flowers where they're due, where, sometimes we do learn these things. Like, I learned how to engineer online and how to record my music without school. But, he learned how to do it without school. And then went to school just to solidify and hone in on the craft, which was so inspiring to me. Because you can't stop. There's always a grind. So,
I love that.
That's why I like to surround myself with people who inspire me and lift me up and don't pull me down. Because, when you're in this realm, it's easy for people to cast their opinions on you or tell you this is how they felt and try and say that that's the fact of your art.
Right.
And that's not the case.
It's not the case.
Because there's so much nuance in all of this,
For sure.